Hello everyone, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nisi and this is Paid to Talk. On this channel we discuss everything from Charlotte videos, weight loss, lifestyle, you name it, I discuss it, any and everything. On today's video, I wanted to come on with a very useful video. It is tips on how to move out of state. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I recently moved out of state. I'm currently in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I want to share with you guys the tips that I've used to move here, okay? Let's get straight into the video. The first tip is definitely research. You want to research, and then research some more, because I'm telling you, this is very important. And when I'm saying about research, what comes to mind? Of course, you want to figure out your job market. For example, Charlotte is mostly financial jobs and healthcare. So you want to figure out what the job market is like. You want to figure out the traffic. Do you want an easy or a long commute to work? Where do you want to live? You know, all that stuff is very important when you're researching. You also want to research how the weather is. Like, for example, like today is very gloomy, you know, Charlotte, bipolar weather, right? So you want to sit down and research. Like, okay, let's just say you're moving from Florida and you're moving to Charlotte, example, right? You have to go shopping because, you know, Charlotte has 4 seasons, so you have to readjust your closet and your wardrobe to fit your new lifestyle. So all those things are important. You have to think about, are you someone that thrives in sunshine? You know, you love your sunshine. You hate gloomy days. Maybe, you know, if you're someone that thrives in sunshine, Oregon wouldn't be the best place for you to move, correct? You would move to somewhere like Florida where it's beautiful and sunny mostly all year long. And you have to do your research. The area that you're moving to, is it tornado prone? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you're moving to Florida, you know, Florida has a lot of hurricanes. So you have to be prepared for that. So when I'm saying do your research, make sure you know exactly what you're getting into, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And also you want to research the demographic of the area. Do you want to be in an area where it's diverse, where there's, you know, sprinkle of white people, sprinkle of black people, Asian, Hispanic, and etc.? Or do you want to be, you have to do, that's very important to know where you're moving to. You don't want to move somewhere and you're like, you know, you're walking your dog outside and everybody's looking at you like they want to kill you, you know, because you're the only black person in the building or whatever. So you want to make sure, you want to do your research and make sure you're moving somewhere that's, you know, diverse, if that's important to you. Also, when you're doing your research, I want to really mention something that is very important. You want to time your move. What do I mean by that? I'm not sure if you guys know, but certain time of the year when you decide to move, your rent might be cheaper. So for example, let's just say you want to move somewhere like Charlotte, which has 4 seasons, and you decide that you want to move sometime around November, which is smart. September, October, November, December, around that time when it's starting to get a little cold. That's a smart move on your part, because what I noticed when I was researching to move to Charlotte, I noticed that certain times around the year, certain times around the year, the rent is cheaper. So when I came here initially to visit the first time, I came in November. And when I came in November, I noticed that the same exact apartment that I'm in right now was about $200 cheaper, okay? Because it was in November. No one wants to move, you know, during the holidays. So that's very important. If you're very flexible with your move, you're not really like, you know, I have to go. You're just doing this because you want a fresh start, for example. I would advise that you move towards the colder months like November, December, January, when a lot of people are not moving, so you can get a best rate. And also, when I say time your move, when I moved around spring, right? I moved in April around spring. And guess what? My apartment complex were having a lot of spring sales. A lot of these apartment complexes, they have spring sales, they have like November winter sales and stuff. So when I moved, for example, I moved with, like, they were doing like $1,000 free in rent, they were doing like a $250 gift card, they were doing like a bunch of different things. And since I wasn't in a rush, I planned my move. I was just, you know, waiting until the best time to move. I got to get my $1,000 in rent for free, a $250 gift card, a $99 application. You know what I'm saying? I got all the goods because I waited. So when I say time your move, figure out what is it that you want to move. And also another thing, guys, I noticed when I was moving, rent prices are not steady. It depends on the economy and of course different other factors. What I did is I stalked the website. Basically, I knew exactly where I wanted to be, and I stalked the website. I looked at the prices, and the prices changed. Like sometimes anywhere from $100 to $200. So that's important for you to know when you're moving, time your move, okay? What else did I forget? And also, like I said, traffic, you want to figure out what kind of lifestyle you want to live there. You know, are there a lot of vegans? So that means perhaps there are a lot of vegan restaurants, or, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is important. You want to research. And my second tip, I don't want to make this video too long. Sorry, I have a lot of information and it's good information. So my second tip is definitely visit your dream state, wherever it is that you want to move. I've heard a lot of people give advice and they say, you know what, just move without, you know, visiting your dream state. I personally, I am OCD, so I didn't do that. Like I said, these are the tips that I used to move to Charlotte. So whatever works for you, works for you. I'm not going to judge you or whatever, but I would advise for you to visit your dream state and stay there for at least 3 to 5 days if you can, or at least 3 days. The reason why I say that is because, and when I say visit your state, you don't want to stick with, for example, you don't want to stay somewhere downtown if that's not where you plan on living. You want to stay somewhere you can live like a local. That means you want to visit the stores and go to your local Trader Joe's, go to your local Whole Foods, your local Target. You want to see a feel of the people. You get what I'm saying? You want to see how it is. What's the culture around there? And I mean, if you can't afford to visit your area before you move in, you're just gonna have to do research. You're gonna have to stalk Instagram, Facebook, community blogs and vlogs and stuff like that. You're just gonna have to stalk all those things to find out information. But I personally, I couldn't move without visiting first. So my second tip is visit your dream state. And what I did is, like I said you wanna pay attention to the locals, and you also wanna shop for apartments in person. Let me tell you why, okay? There's an apartment that I was looking for online. And when I came to visit the apartment was in South End. And when I came to Charlotte to visit the apartment looked nothing like the one I saw online. And I thought to myself, this place is relatively new. It was like maybe 2 years old. So I'm thinking it should be in great shape. The place was horrible. It smelled like piss. They had like writing on the wall. They literally had a hole in the wall. It was just weird. So it's very important to shop for apartments in person. Yeah, that's very, very important, because I mean, I'm not that spontaneous, so I would advise you to most likely go in person and check it out, all right? And another thing is, you wanna visit, when you shop for your apartment in person, you wanna visit your apartment at night. Because I'm telling you, it's very, very important, because sometimes in the daytime, everyone's at work. You have no idea what's going on. But when you stop by at night, you get a real feel of what, you know, how the neighborhood gets down. That's what I did also. When I came back to Charlotte, I visited my apartment at night. Not like 5 o'clock. I'm talking about like 8:30ish. I kind of walked in the area to see the feel of the area and how it is and all that stuff. And also, when you're shopping for your apartment, guys, you have to ask the real questions. For example, if you know your budget for an apartment is only $500, example, right? And you want to know, is that my base cost? Because sometimes these apartments, they would say, oh, rent is $500, but then you have this trash pickup that's $25. Then you have another thing that's $5. Now you're already at $530. You get what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you ask the right questions. What's included? Is your water included? What do you have to do? Blah, blah, blah. All those things are important, okay? Another thing, like I said, and make sure you're shopping within your budget. All that falls under when you visit your dream state. Make sure you're shopping in your budget. Let's be real. You know what you can realistically afford. Of course, I understand you want to live large and you want to live like a king or a queen, but let's be realistic. You want to make sure you could afford what you're looking to move into. My third tip is definitely to pray about it. I'm not sure if you're religious or not. If you're not, you can skip that part, but praying about it. Like, you do not want to make decisions without seeking God first if you're a Christian or you believe in God. I think it's very important to ask God his guidance when you decide to do something. And I strongly believe that desires are given from God. Like, if you have a desire to move and there's something in you telling you to move, just pray about it. Just say, hey, God, you know, whoever you believe in, hey, God, like, I would like to move. Is this the right decision? If it is, show me a way and make a way. That's what I did. And I literally was like, God, if it's in your will for me to move to Charlotte, make it happen. When I say make it happen, I mean make it happen. I'll have to make a video on how I manifested this whole move. It's crazy. Like, ask God for his guidance, okay? The fourth tip I have for you is to definitely start saving and budgeting. Like, oh my goodness, budgeting is very important. It is like the air that you breathe, people. Like, I hear a lot of people they're talking about moving and they have no idea like how they're gonna do it. Of course you have no idea. You have to budget. Budgeting is so important. And when I said budgeting, it's budgeting/saving, of course, for your move. And when you're saving money, you have to be drastic. You have to be like super like intense. That means like stop doing your nails, going out to eat, doing all that fun stuff until you get to your goal, right? And when I say budgeting, I said create a budget for your new place. I understand you might not know exactly what you're going to be paying for every month, but make a realistic budget. For example, let me use myself for example. When I was making a budget for my new place in Charlotte, what I did is I kind of just Google around average light bill in Charlotte or average water, you know. So what I did is, like, for example, I budgeted $100 for my light and $100 for my water. There's no way, like, you know, I already got my first and my second bill. There's no way my light bill is close to 100, but still, I wanted to be more comfortable. I wanted to be, I wanted to have more money, just in case, you never know. So budget slightly a little higher. And also when you're saving, you want to save at least 3 months rent. All right, so that's very important, just in case when you move to your new state, you don't have a job, and you know, I think 3 months is a decent time for you to figure it out, right? And also, are you an entrepreneur? Like, is this an entrepreneur-friendly place? You know what I'm saying? Just different perks of, you know, just all that stuff you have to in the research area. I don't make the video too long. Sorry, seems like I'm rushing. And of course, the fourth plan I want to talk about. I want to talk about is ignoring the naysayers. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. That is so important, because when you decide to do something, there's a bunch of people that automatically become like data research people. They're like, oh, because I'm telling you, when I went to move to Charlotte, I'm telling you, I heard it all. You want to move to Charlotte? Charlotte is boring. I mean, it is boring, but I'm boring, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it's boring, but it depends. Like, there's things to do or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty much a homebody, low, you know, I like to vibe, right? People are like, Charlotte is boring. Charlotte is racist. This blah, 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 blah. You have to ignore the naysayers. Oh, you're going to move? You never moved out of state before. What are you going to do? What if you don't get a job? How are you going to survive? Like, ignore the naysayers. Trust me, if you have a desire to move, like, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it, because what's the worst that can happen? That's what I did. I made a list. What's the worst that can possibly happen? I die. What else? I die, right? That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. And what is the best thing that can happen? You get what I'm saying? The pros outweigh the con, okay, for me personally. So ignore the naysayers, because people will try to get to your head. They'll be like, oh, you sure you want to do that? Why would you want to move there? Why would you want to do that? Oh my God, it's boring. Oh my God. Just do what you want to do. All right. The fact that you want to move, I just want to congratulate you, because you're doing something bold. You're fearless, because a lot of people, they just want to stay one place forever, and you don't want to do that. So go ahead, do what you have to do. Like I said, I don't know. I hope this video is not too super long. I had a lot of information, but I kind of try to condense it and give you guys the condensed version. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If there's any other questions that you have, and like I said, this video can work for anybody if you're moving anywhere, but if you're moving to Charlotte and you want to know more stuff about Charlotte, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer your comments, your questions, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye for now.